YouTube. That's how we pronounce it in Florida. YouTube. What is happening, YouTube? I am so inspired to be here with you today. I'm going to make sure my stream is live. I think it is. That works. So we have a question that's come in, and somebody asked if I could go into depth on Facebook personal pages versus Facebook business pages as it relates to their marketing. I'm going to be very happy to do that today. So why don't we talk about that? I'm going to share some notes with you. We're going to go through what's the difference between the two pages, when you should use your personal page, when you should use your business page, when you should use both. Talk about the kind of content you should produce on both, some cool things you can do with one without the other. Maybe we'll talk about a little bit of a posting schedule, kind of content you should be posting. We'll go through all of that just because you asked. So we're going to do that today. If you're here on YouTube, by the way, if you're watching this live or on the replay, what you're watching is a simulcast of a Zoom call that I do every week at 12 o'clock Eastern time. That's New York time on Fridays. And I do this open Q&A with anybody who's in my service. People in my masterminds, my private clients come to this thing. Anybody who wants to can come to this thing. And then we chat for a little while, and then I go live to YouTube to answer your questions and just kind of hang out. But let me say this, if you are sitting there watching this on YouTube, if you're the kind of person, you're sitting there watching this, and maybe quietly to yourself, you think, I have so much more potential, and I just don't know how to get it out. And that's not the kind of thing that you say to your significant other, to your friends. Nobody can understand that. We get you. The people in here, in this thing, we get you. So, I mean, if that's you, if you've ever thought you have so much more potential than you're actually putting into your business, or maybe you've tried a ton of things, but nothing has ever seemed to work. I get it. We see that. Maybe you question even starting a business. Maybe you're at a point where you're like, why did I start this thing? Because you just haven't gotten the traction that you wanted to get. What I'd love to offer you is a brainstorming call. I'm going to put a link in the chat, and then I'll also put it in the comments to this video if you happen to be watching this thing on the replay. It's https://. You need that for the web these days. And then it's my last name, which is Prouty. I was given that at birth.me. That is a link to brainstorm with me. This is not a sales call in disguise. This is you and me, a couple of entrepreneurs dishing it out, and I want to give you some direct guidance. I just got off one of these calls right before this call, and I asked the dude what his biggest takeaway was, and he just looked at me and he went, wow. That's all he said was wow. I take that as a big compliment. So anyway, you started your business for a reason. You wanted to be happy, you wanted to make money, and you wanted to have an impact on people's lives. And if any of those things are missing for you right now, you don't feel happy, you are not getting your clients the best results, or maybe you're just having trouble making money, getting clients at all, that brainstorming call will be a turning point for you. So Prouty.me will get you on that call. Although I've been reminded in the chat, you really should already have a business to be on that call and maybe made a few sales, even if it was just to your friends or family. So speaking of selling to friends and family, we're talking about Facebook business pages today versus Facebook personal pages today, and when we use each. And I'm going to share my screen with you, and we can take some notes on this. Ready to go? What I'm going to be doing is sharing my iPad screen with you, and I'm going to be writing and drawing for you. I find this is one of the most effective ways to get this information across to you. However, be fully aware, sometimes I have terrible handwriting. Sometimes. So, on Facebook, personal versus business. So let's talk about some considerations here. And let's kind of do a comparison between the two. Wanted that line to be straighter than it was. So on the left, let's talk about personal pages. So your personal page, if you're like a regular human being, This is where you post pictures of your lunch and your ice cream. And you post pictures of your kids and you try to signal. You do a lot of signaling on your personal page. I know you. I know you. You all try to do the signaling. You'll post a picture of like you got something in the mail, but you'll hold it in a weird way and take a picture of it so that your watch is showing. I know. You want us to see your watch. Got it. In addition to that kind of signaling, which we would call wealth signaling, you want to signal your lifestyle. So you're always posting the pictures from the trips or from from the restaurants or wherever. Got it. Yep, you do that. Your intelligent signaling, you're posting pictures of the books you're reading and stuff like that. Understood. Yep, we got it. You're smart. You're smart. So that's what most people do on their personal pages. Once you once I mentor you, once you come into a mastermind and start working with me, we completely change that. Your personal page on Facebook no longer is about you, my friend. We do not make this about signaling in any way. We completely change our perspective on our personal pages. And I can hear you, oh my gosh, but all of my high school friends and all of my friends, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to show them what I'm up to. No, you're not. You stop doing that. You make the mindset shift that Facebook is a tool for growing your business. That's it. That's what it is. If you've got to release the psychological need to be able to show off your life to people. Now, at some point, you do show certain elements of your life to demonstrate that you're a human. We don't want to always be like business robots. I kind of do, but I also realize that at some point I have to show off that, not show off, but demonstrate that I'm a human. So on very rare occasion, maybe once a month, I'll show something that isn't business related. I got super called out on it because I did it last weekend, and I got super called out on it by a member of the mastermind who said, you posted something personally, you didn't even make an offer. And they were right. I actually got a message from them like within moments of me posting it because they felt like somebody had hacked my account. But the reality is 99% of the content that you're posting on your personal Facebook, Instagram, it should be driven to grow your business. So here's a consideration for your personal page. You use this to post personal type posts that help grow your business. And when I say they're personal type posts, I mean you can be a little more friendly in the content that you're writing. You can just be a little more open, a little more chill. You almost write like you're writing to your friends. But wait a minute, I don't have my prospects as friends. Well, you got to change that. Once you identify a prospect, friend them on your socials, connect with them on every social. Because we're going to start using our personal accounts to create content that promotes your business. Also, keep in mind, your friends could refer people to you as well. But the reality is, I wish people were paying as much attention as we think they are. They're not. They're not paying attention to you. They need to see things over and over and over again before it starts to sink in. Heck, my mom does not fully understand what I do. I have to send her screen captures of people saying nice things about me so she doesn't think I'm like just sitting around doing nothing. So we're going to create on our personal, we're going to create personal posts that help grow your business. So these in general, there are probably 5 different types of posts that I would advise you to create, but though if I had to share one with you, I would say it's an educational post. So we want to use this to educate our audience. So why do we want to do that? Well, let's look at some of the data. 80% of people seek education before they make any kind of a decision. So 80% of people want to be educated before they even will want to meet with you to learn about what you do. So if we lead with education, we're going to be giving our audience exactly what they want. Also, people need to see you a lot leading with education. Like they need to see you. It's going to take them 3 weeks on average before they're like, oh, okay, he kind of knows what he's talking about. And what we're trying to do with these posts is we're trying to demonstrate experience and authority. People want to work with people who have experience and who have authority. And so if we use our personal Facebook, but this translates to LinkedIn and Instagram, this translates just about everywhere. We're going to use our personal ones to just, in a very friendly way, like we're educating our friends, like we're helping our friends out. We're just going to create educational content about what we do. So I recommend find the top 30 questions that are asked about what you do and just start answering those things on your socials, on your personal feeds. The personal is where we really make connections. And connection is something that our prospects are truly seeking. They want to feel some sort of a connection with us before they buy from us. I can't go too far down this road, but we're in a world right now where I I do I'll bring this to you in some way. I do screenshots. There are two very large groups. There are two groups of people. There are people that are saying AI is everything. Everything should be AI. And then there's a different group of people that I'm listening to a lot, paying a lot of attention to, who say, oh, more AI crap. Or you used to only be able to believe 50% of what you see online. Now with AI, you can't believe anything. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm the anti-AI in this case. I'm trying to show you as a real, authentic human by educating your audience, by showing up, by creating videos of yourself that look real. Like they can make AI videos of you that look real. So you got to kind of do the things that really make you look real. I was uh, I was making a video the other day, and I really don't think AI could ever do this. I was making a video and I had my coffee cup and I kind of moved my hand to gesture and the coffee splashed out. And so I called attention to it. Like we're not at a point in the world where AI can fake that. So what we're trying to do is make that human connection. I'm going to tell you this. I've made predictions about AI. I've been making predictions about AI for 3 years. Your ability to connect with others as a human is going to be your biggest differentiator as an entrepreneur going forward. You watch. You just watch. Your ability to demonstrate what you do, to educate what you do as a human will be your biggest differentiator. You want some evidence for why that's going to be important? Look at what Google and LinkedIn and Facebook have all said about the content that they promote. They've all said the same thing, synonymous. They've all said, we want to promote content written by humans or created by humans for humans. Another paraphrase, created by people for people. That is a very simple statement that most people would ignore. But inside the mastermind, we zoom right in on the meaning behind those kind of statements. Feel free to use AI. There are lots of great uses for AI. Lots and lots and lots. Analyzing data, being a little assistant for me, reminding me to do the stuff that I need to do. All of that stuff, love to have my AI helping me with that. But when it comes to presenting what I do and the impact I can have on people, the change I can make in their lives, created by people, for people. The reason that the platforms are promoting that content is because they know these platforms spend a lot of time analyzing you and analyzing the 8 billion people on Earth. And they say, very simply, what do people want? What do people want? Here and here and here. What do they want in the triune brain? What do they want intellectually? What do they want what's the word I should use here? Animalistically. What do they want? Let's give it to them. What do they want? Content created by humans, by people, for people. That's why they prioritize that content. Somebody here in the chat says, yes, it is all about connection. What humans need the most and find in less and less places. So that's simple. Be a human. If you can't be a human and you can't make a personal connection, you have zero business having a business. Right? Oh, it's Friday. There we go. There's the first one. It's Friday. If you can't connect with another human as a business person, you have no business having a business. Go do something else. Go do something else. You've got to be able to connect as a human. Sorry, that was very judgmental of me, wasn't it? The other thing our personal pages will do is validate us. They validate you. So somebody comes across you, some person that is now unknown to you, but then they come across you. They're going to want to know who you are. They're going to want to know what you stand for, what you're about, how you help people. If they go to your socials and all they see is you signaling whatever it is you want to signal for whatever psychological need you have to signal it, if that's all they see, if you're intelligence signaling because you feel like people don't perceive you as intelligence, if you're wealth signaling because you feel like people don't see you as having money or you at least want them, if you're lifestyle signaling because you feel like people don't think you have a cool lifestyle, if that's what they see, yeah, they're probably not going to be as warmed up to you as you wish they would. So instead, let them show up on your personal profile and let them see that you wake up every day to help people. And how do you help people? Well, 80% of them seek education. That's a nice big target to shoot for. You help people by educating. Somebody who's interested in what you do goes to your personal profile and all they see is post after post after post of you offering useful, helpful guidance. Do you think they're going to want to work with you at that point? Do you think they'll come onto the call pre-sold? Of course they will. Of course they will. So whose responsibility is that? It's yours, right? It's yours. So let's now talk about business page. So a business page, we use this to post a bit, I'm going to call it a bit more formal content. Where in a personal post, I might write, hey, dude, you got to check this out. Or, I just might start like way more friendly. In the business page, I'm going to get right to business. It's going to be right to business. You have a business, you have a problem. It's that kind of a thing. So I'm a bit more formal in the content that I create on the business page. But it's equally important to educate your audience on the business page. Educate here too. What I recommend is a light rewrite of the content. That's what I recommend. What I do is I just post the same exact content in both places. If you've got the time to do a light rewrite, great. Otherwise, just post the same content. What I used to do is I used to stagger it by a couple of days. So what I posted on my personal on Monday, I'd post on my business on Wednesday. That always worked pretty well by giving it a couple of days of separation. No, and by the way, I know your question, should I just share it from one to the other? Sometimes that's cool to do to create that cross link, but generally I'm just posting on both. Here we're demonstrating experience. We're demonstrating experience and authority here as well. But we're demonstrating it as the business. So if your business has a name that's different than your name, We're demonstrating it as the business. Both of these things we do to create trust. Okay, so we're looking to just create trust. So we're educating, we're demonstrating experience, we're demonstrating authority. The tone can be a little bit different on each page. The main reason that we want the business page is so that we can expand visibility. Oof, handwriting is atrocious with ads. You can't run ads from your personal page. You can only run ads from your business page just shut off my screen. Sorry about that. You can only run ads from your business page on Meta, on Facebook. So you need a business page to be able to run ads. Anytime I start working with people to expand their visibility with ads, I always recommend having some content on the business page before we start the ads. The exact amount and for how long, kind of different for every business. So hard for me to give you that general, hard for me to give you that specific advice, but I can give you the general guidance that there should be content there. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're curious about what it would be like to start an ad campaign on Facebook, just to get started with it because you've never done it before, I'd love to give you some direct guidance. All you have to do is just go to prouty.me and hop on my calendar. We'll have a great time. I'll put that link somewhere. That's mylastname.me, not mylastname.m, Prouty. Get it right. I hit the enter too soon. There, that's the link. Try that one. If you click on that link, you can apply to be on my calendar. I can't meet with everybody, but you can at least apply to be on my calendar and give you some advice, help you out, tell you how much content you should be producing on your business page before you start running ads. It's actually super important to do, and there's a lot of reasons that you want to do it. But like 10 different really good reasons to do it. But the one reason is when people see your ads, they're going to come to your business page to check you out. If it's vacant, that's like getting an ad to go to a restaurant, showing up and there's no food. So that's one of the reasons that we want to do it. Then there's also there are really only two kinds of ads that I teach people to run. One to help them gain a bigger audience, and the other to convert that audience into leads. So really only two kinds of ads that we need to run to make this work. But you want to expand your visibility with ads, and you need a business page to do that. So then finally, I recommend having a strong consistency between the two. So you want them to look similar. You want to make sure your profile picture is the same on each. We want to make sure that there's a strong link between the business page and the personal page. So that this is all because when people are looking for you, when they found you and they're looking at you, pardon me, when they're looking at you, we just want that level of consistency between the two. Somebody says, can I just do a business page without having a personal page? Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. You could lock down your personal page, make it completely private so that nobody sees it. Some people want that level of privacy, 100%. Because the reality is your organic, the way we attract clients through Facebook, at least, organic, once you get into a flow and a methodology, organic should be about 5 to 10% of your new client acquisition, and paid should be the other 90 to 95%. Paid over time. We never have to jump into anything. We slowly step into that. But at the beginning, organic is probably going to be most of it. It'll probably be close to 100%. We move to paid so that we don't have to do all the heavy lifting of organic, because organic it's a lot of work and it's a lot of heavy lifting. Like how much work? I suggest posting 5 to 6 times. So 5 to 6 times a week. People in the mastermind are laughing right now because in the mastermind we talk about alternate posting schedules and sometimes doing like saturation campaigns. Um, but if you post once a day, 5 to 6 times a week, that will be enough for you. More advanced posting strategies. I mean, if you hop on a call with me, if you go to prouty.me and hop on a brainstorming call with me, I can show you some other posting strategies. But if we just keep it simple, posting 5 to 6 times a week, that should be enough. What I like to do is a blend of educational content. So post types. I like to do educational and some inspirational. I like to do those kind of post types. I talk, like in the mastermind, I will talk about, or with my private clients, I will talk about like, 3 or more post types, but you can really do pretty well just by educating and inspiring. I guess one of the keys here is you should be always making an offer. And I think that's where I think a lot of people ignore that. They ignore making offers. You've heard me at least 3 times today, just in the past 26 minutes, you've heard me make an offer to brainstorm with me by going to prouty.me. That's how you make an offer. So I'm integrating offers into my conversation with you today. You don't have to do it at that level. Just make an offer every once in a while. I like to make a lot of offers because I have found and my clients have found that the more offers we make, the more clients we get. And sometimes you have to make offers for a long period of time before someone takes you up on it. And that's cool. So post 5 to 6 times a week, a blend of educational and inspirational, and make some offers. Somebody says, where do I get ideas for educational content? Oh, let me show you. I think I'm wrapped up with the notes here with my handwritten notes. So I'll switch over to a web browser and I'll show you where to get some ideas for content. I'll show you there's really only one place you need to go to. And let me just share my browser here. So go to Google. You go to your Google, and then you type in your, like you could type in your niche, you could type in what you do. One pretty effective way to do it is type in the question you think your prospects are asking. Okay, so what do you think they're asking? Is do I what do I need a lawyer for? So you try to make it very broad. What do I need a lawyer for? And now the first thing that I do is I look at, can I go over 4? Get rid of 4. What? Man, let's make that Y. So I look at the suggestions that Google's making. Google's trying to make my life nice and easy. So Google is making suggestions for what it thinks I might type. I find it very interesting that if I win the lottery is the first one, but that's cool. And so the first thing that you would do is you would look at all of these, and these are your seeds for the content that you're going to create. So how many are there here, guys? Like there's 10 of them here. So you've got 10 content ideas right away for your socials. So that's 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks worth of content just by typing this. Then if you type 2, now you get some new ones. And if you type 4, you get some other ones. Type when, you get some other ones. I wouldn't do anything more than just take these exact phrases, make them the first sentence of your content, and then answer the question. So that's a pretty captivating way of finding content without having to do a whole lot of heavy lifting. We're just gonna let Google kind of tell us what it knows. I mean, they've only spent billions of dollars to figure this out. Let's use it for something, let's use it in a creative way. So then what I would do is I would do, why do I need a lawyer? And I would do that. And I would scroll down to, you guys have seen me do this, one of my favorite things to do, go to people also ask. And what we're going to do is we're going to expand this to about 15 different things. So I'm just going to click and close, click and close, click and close. Maybe one more time. Did I get 15? Probably. Now I've got some related questions. So I've got 15 pieces of content I can create here. So I don't have to guess. I don't have to guess at all about what I should be writing about. I'm letting Google's intelligence tell me. Okay, so your first source for content was the Google search box, the autocomplete. Second source of content, people also ask. Third source for content, scroll down to the bottom, people also search for. You can go to people also search for. What I would look for here is a question that is somewhat out of range from what we've already asked. I need a lawyer and I have no money. So I would click on this one and I would go to people also ask. And now I've got a whole new, look at that. I have got a whole new trajectory of content just by clicking on a question that was slightly out of range from what I've already asked. It took me down a whole new path. So now I've got another month's worth of content that I can create. Need a lawyer ASAP. Let's do that one. This will be the last one I do. So need a lawyer ASAP. I love this new ad format, by the way. Oh, Google screened. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And now you got more. Okay, I've just shown you inside of 5 minutes, months and months and months worth of content. You never have to think about what you should be creating content about if you just follow that. And I didn't need to pay for an AI to do that. Google's already paid that. So that alone gives me enough content to demonstrate my expertise and my authority across all my social channels. Yeah. So then the last thing that you do is when you start creating that content, some of that content is going to resonate with your audience and some of it isn't. So when you find a piece of content that got a lot of likes, a lot of shares, a lot of comments, you got a lot of calls, a lot of people calling you or asking you about it. When you find that piece of content, then it's time to take that and expand it into something bigger. And that could be a workshop. That could be a series of videos that you create, could be an ebook. And then just make sure when you're doing that stuff, you're following a format that converts people into customers. By the way, if you're interested in understanding what those formats look like and what modality would be the best for you, and you'd like to hop on a brainstorming call with me, well, that's why I have this link right here that I'll put in the chat. I'll also pop this like in the video description or somewhere in the comments for you guys who are watching on the replay. Just hop on prouty.me. When you visit prouty.me, here's what happens, because it's pretty cool how it all works. When you visit Prouty.me. You go to a page that looks like this. And when you get on this page, you put in your first name, your last name, your email address, and then you click next. And when you do that, you will be given access to apply to be on my calendar. And you can pick a time, pick a block that works for you. And then we'll get on a call. And when we get on that call, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions about your business, about your clients, about the stuff you've sold. I'm going to give you some direct guidance on how you can do more. I'm going to let you ask me as many questions as you want, as the time will allow. And then I might even tell you what it's like to join a mastermind or become a client. I might. And some of you will want to do that. Some of you will want to become that. And some of you won't. I'm cool either way. I can't help people that don't want to be helped. That's why I'm never going to force you to become a client. Can't help people that don't want to be helped. But if you want to be helped, some of you are ready to take that next step, find that level of success, hop on Prouty.me, have a quick conversation. You're going to get guidance no matter what, whether you want to join or not. You're going to get some guidance. You'll be able to use it right away. Does anybody keep tabs on how many times I pick up something to drink and then actually never drink it? I get people commenting on that all the time. I'll move to this one. If I take the cap off, I'll definitely drink it. All right. So was that helpful in understanding personal pages versus business pages? If you had to pick one for your business, somebody asked if I had to pick one, it would be the business page. And I would then say, spend some time establishing your foundation of content, then move to ads to expand your audience and start to get leads, and then follow up with those leads to get meetings and turn them into clients, and then give those people the best possible results you can imagine. That's the strategy I would follow. You know why I would follow that? Because that's exactly what I teach the people that I work with. And that's exactly what I do. All right, so that wraps up that question, which is bringing us to, we got about 13 minutes till the top of the hour. So I'm open for any other conversation or any other questions that you might have. You guys who are here on the Zoom, we got a ton of people here today, and I'm grateful for that. A couple of people couldn't make the Zoom, and I'm also grateful when people message me and say, hey, I couldn't make it. I can't make it today. Thanks for doing that, letting me know, because I worry about you. I worry about you people on the Zoom, but I can't worry about you by name because I just don't know you. Except for, remember that a couple of weeks ago? Remember that dude that had the dragon name? What was his name? I want to say Drago, but I think that was the Game of Thrones character. That dude was all over. Maybe he's on YouTube now. Let me go over there and see. I don't see anything in the chat. So you can ask me anything. Somebody says, what's the best way to deliver a lead magnet? I think the best way to do it, I think, first of all, we have to figure out what your lead magnet is. But I think here, we'll go back to the drawing board on this one. Here's the best way to deliver a lead magnet. I got to find my share button. It's coming. It just takes 6 years for it to link up. So the question is, what's the best way to deliver a lead magnet? I think I remember that correctly. Yep, that's a lad magnet. I don't want that. Oh my gosh, I can't spell lead. There we go. What's the best way to deliver a lead magnet? Well, first of all, a lead magnet is something that you create that people will give you their email address for. So let's just be super, super clear on that. So let's talk about input-output systems. In an input-output system, the input is your lead magnet, something of value. The output is email address plus permission to email them, right? We got to get that. So this is the input-output system. You're going to put a lead magnet into the system, and out of the system, you're going to get an email address. So let's zoom in on the lead magnet for a moment. The input-output system for a lead magnet is this. It is the input are the questions that people have, right? So you got to figure out the top questions that people are asking. You're going to pick one of those questions. It is information that answers the question, and then some sort of small, I'll call it a micro transformation. It's a micro. So those three things. So you got to figure out the question that people have. You've got to have information that satisfies that question, and then something that will give them a micro transformation. We can't transform people's entire lives with a lead magnet, but we can give them a small transformation that they can get done very quickly. The output of this system is a video or a checklist. Could be an ebook, a guide. So the output is your lead magnet. And that output is this together is that something of value that people will give you their email addresses for. So then what's the best way to deliver this? The best way is to figure out where your audience is. Okay, so that's your socials. That could be your email list. If you get on stage or you talk to large groups of people, it's that. So it's wherever your audience is. You make an offer to your audience. And that offer is for the lead magnet. They respond saying that they want the lead magnet, and you deliver the lead magnet. So that's the process flow for how this works. You apply an offer to your audience, a subset of your audience responds and says, I want this, you deliver it to them. So now the offer can be in a social post, could be something you say. So you posted about it or you said it, it was on a video. The response is, that's a terrible arrow. Wow, look at that arrow. I'm not gonna change it. The response is they give you their email address. And the delivery is the asset, the lead magnet, whatever that happens to be. So the way that I recommend doing this is the offer, we're going to zoom in on this right here. You've made the offer. I want to read that because the first sentence of the comment is, you're the best of the best. Don't make this about me. Don't make this about me. Thank you, though. That's very kind of you. Hold on. I always screen capture these and send them to my dear mother. Okay. So let's zoom in on this, the response and the delivery. Here's the way that I recommend doing it. You have to build a page on your website. Okay, so you got to have the facilities to do that. Either you can do it yourself or you got to have someone do it. And on that page, we have, did you know that the new way of spelling page is with a D? In Guatemala, that's how they spell it. On that page, you're going to ask somebody for their email address, and you're going to have a little button that says next. Okay, so you have a page on your website. This is called a landing page. A landing page has like maybe 5 or 6 really important components to it, but the most important thing is they have to be able to put their email address in somewhere. Once they put in their email address, they then are taken to a page that has a button that says download or watch or whatever the thing is. If it's a video, it's a watch. If it's a asset, a PDF, it's a download button. Maybe you have a picture of the thing as well. Maybe it's an ebook and you have a little picture of it there. And then as this happens in this space here, they get put into your CRM. And then you send them an email that says, here's your thing. You can use better language than here's your thing. You send them an email that says, here's your thing. That email has a link here to the download page. So if they're standing in the grocery store line and they do this and they don't want to do it on their phone, they don't want to download the thing on their phone, they got the email with a link. You could also tell them, I also sent you an email. So they know to go and look for it. What is the best way to deliver a lead magnet? It's using this methodology. And this is the core for a much bigger methodology that involves email campaigns, follow-up sequences, getting people on calendars, turning them into clients. But to specifically answer the question, very simply, a page that converts, a page that delivers, an email that reminds. And if you'd like to explore and brainstorm with me about what this looks like for you, just go to mylastname.me, prouty.me. We can go into more detail on this. And then I'll try to sell you into being a client. But if you don't want to, you'll still get a ton of help. Yeah? All right. Is that helpful? Thank you. That's very kind of you. I get some very nice words on that one. Thank you very much. That's the best way to deliver a lead magnet, I think. Not too hard to do either. I'm going to say farewell. You guys here on the Zoom, hang on for a minute. And I'm going to say farewell to the people over here on YouTube. Thanks for being here today, especially you guys watching on the replay. At this point, if you don't know if this is live or the replay, because I always get people asking, am I watching this live? In about 5 seconds, I can guarantee you it is definitely the replay. Thanks for being here, YouTube.